All right, guys, Kyle's room is starting to look a little empty. Of course, there are still toys strewn everywhere, but I've taken a lot of this stuff out of his closet. He only has a few clothes hanging up. There's just a little bit of stuff up there that I haven't packed away, and his little radio flyer, whatever this is called. His uncle, my brother, got that for him. Of course, his crib is still here, but there's a lot of boxes, stuff that will be going for the new baby. His shelf is completely empty. That shelf is completely empty, and more boxes over there. His dresser is almost completely empty too. Of course, the top used to have a bunch more stuff on it. So now I just have his changing pad and a few things in here that we use pretty regularly. So obviously some lotion. I prefer the Aveeno, but I've actually been using this Baby Magic, and I really like the way that it makes Kyle smell. But he had a cold last week, and so I was using the nasal spray. I don't know if this is the medicine I was using. Yep, I was using the baby focus. I was using the baby cough syrup and mucus. I think I gave 1 dose to him because that's all that there is. Like, I can't find regular medicine, cold medicine for young infants. And so, well, he's technically not an infant, but he's still too young, I guess, for regular cold medicine. He's under 2 years. So, of course, I was using this on his nose because it was running like crazy. And then we go swimming or we go outside a lot, so sunscreen and, of course, thermometers and nail clippers. And so Kyle actually gets diaper rash somewhat regularly. Like, this kid is very regular, and even when we're like changing him, as soon as we notice that he's gone to the bathroom in his diaper, sometimes it's just so much in one day that it really like starts to get to him. And I use butt paste, but I found that when his diaper rash gets bad enough, that actually like creates more irritation. And so we've just been using the petroleum jelly on his bottom, and it doesn't irritate him whenever we put it on. So that's really good to use. In this top drawer, all we have now is this is why I don't put knobs on my drawers yet, because he comes in here and can get into them too easily. But right now we just have diapers. Kyle, hey, I gotta show them what's in your drawer. Diapers and wipes. Okay, we'll close it. And then this drawer still needs to be packed up, but there's just a lot of random stuff in here. And then in this drawer we just have some clothes left over that we didn't pack that he needs. And then there's, of course, quite a bit of it. I have some clothes and some thin blankets for him because it's been really warm. So I put a fan in his room to help keep it cool, but then I also will have like a very thin blanket on him to keep him from getting like chilly. So it's like this weird medium that you have to find with your kid. Making sure that they're not too hot, making sure that they're not too cold. It's hard. It's really, really hard to find. Okay. We're gonna shut this now. See, this is why I don't have knobs on my doors, because he already comes in here and he gets things out and he throws them everywhere because he likes to throw things. I also wanted to show you guys some stuff that I've been using during pregnancy, but specifically lately that I've been using, because I'm gonna have to end up putting that drawer back together. Some stuff that I've been using for my face, because this pregnancy has not been good for my complexion. I've been getting a ton of acne, like on my cheeks. Kyle, hey, stop closing the drawers. And on my chin and like right here between my eyebrows. So I wanted to show you the stuff that I've been getting into lately to try to help bring back that clear complexion, but also just things that I've been using for regular pregnancy needs. So my prenatal that I use is, guys, I can't take pills. I just can't do it. So I use the prenatal gummies from Spring Valley that you can just buy at Walmart. I know that's very like silly of me, but it still has like everything that you need. And when my doctor asked me what I was taking, I told him, he was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. So I don't have to take a big horse pill every day because of those gummies. It's nice. This tummy butter I did not use when I had Kyle, and I so wish I had, because now my stretch marks are rather noticeable, and there's a lot of them. I didn't get them with Kyle until the very end, like the last 10 weeks or so. Now my stretch marks, I'm afraid, are gonna get even worse because this is my second pregnancy. I'm starting to get bigger faster, and so I'm like, oh, I need to be using this tummy butter because I don't want the stretch marks to get worse than they already are. So anyway, it's really good. I've been using it almost every single day. The here, let me open this up so you guys can see. It's very thick. It's thicker than butter. But it actually goes quite a long way. I don't know how much of it I've used so far. It doesn't look like I've really touched it, but I've used quite a bit of it, and I lather that stuff on. If you don't like tummy butter or body butter in general, things that really make you greasy, that may bother you. I'm not really into greasy kind of lotions. I hate lotions that spread too easily and then stay on your skin and don't absorb quickly. You're probably supposed to use the kind that absorbs slowly, but I don't like that kind. This took me a little bit of getting used to, but my desire for not a ton of stretch marks was bigger than my desire to not have greasy skin. It does stay kind of tacky, or not sticky, but you can still feel it on your skin by the end of the day. Like if you apply it in the morning, I can still feel it just a little bit by the end of the day, but it does absorb slowly throughout the day. So it's not as bad as when you first put it on and it's like you just put oil on you. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but anyway, that's what I've been using for stretch marks. I hope that it helps. So, okay, so for my complexion that I feel like is very red and I have a lot of acne because of this pregnancy, I've been using a bunch of my different Rodan & Fields product. Now, I've been using Rodan & Fields for probably a year now, and I don't use the regimens every single day, every single week, so they've lasted me a long time. I've got my money's worth out of them. So I will show you just kind of what I use. I don't know, I probably don't do it right. You're probably supposed to use them specifically in a specific order. I don't know, but I feel like everything's lasting me longer because I'm kind of spreading it out. So one of the first things that I use for sorry, there's so much of a shadow. There's not really good lighting in this bedroom. One of the things I use for like the acne and the blemishes is the Unblemish regimen. It's the purple one. It looks blue on here, but it's purple. So it comes with the wash and then a toner. This is the clarifying toner, and then 2 pumps that you use together. It's actually 1 pump of each, but it's the dual intensive acne treatment. and then an oil control. I will use that when my acne is getting really bad. Now, to maintain like good complexion, I use the Redefine, and there is a PM and an AM cream that you use. Those are really nice. There's also an eye cream, but I cannot remember for the life of me where I've put it. So I use that, one in the morning, one at the night. These are ones that I use the most, actually. Even if I use nothing else, I will use these very regularly. And then of course there's the pore minimizing toner, and then these little capsules are neat because, if I can get it unscrewed, these little capsules are neat because you just take one of these and you break them, and it releases the cream that's inside, and it's called the Intensive Renewing Serum. And it comes with a ton, so this is gonna last a long time. I just actually started using this recently, so I'm interested to see how that really helps. Then I use a little bit of the Reverse. This is probably the least often used regimen. The Intensive Brightening Toner is really nice, and then there are two creams that you use together. It's the Dual Active Brightening Complex and the Dual Active Brightening Complex 3R and 3C Retinol Formula and Vitamin C Formula. So you use those together. You use like just a tiny pea size, and it works really good to spread over your whole face. And this is what I use the absolute least, and it's just a broad spectrum SPF 50 plus sunscreen. This video is not sponsored by any of these companies. This is genuinely what I use pretty regularly for myself, because I think that this stuff works. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know, so that if you are looking for something like that, maybe you'd be interested in those things. So anyway, let's move on to pregnancy updates. I'm out of breath. I don't know if you can tell, but I am running out of space. Definitely. Running out of space, running out of air. So the baby is definitely getting bigger. I had an appointment last Monday, and he weighed, they did an ultrasound. It was for the anatomy scan. He weighed 15 ounces at the time of the scan, so that was a week ago. He probably weighs a little bit more now. I don't remember how many inches long, or even if they told me how long he was. But I do remember he was 15 ounces. My blood pressure was 120/72, so that was good, I guess. I've noticed that it's gone up 5 points every time I go, so I don't know if that's just like my anxiety of being there, knowing that they're checking my blood pressure, or if that's a sign of something. I don't know. I'm trying not to like worry about it or think about it or anything. Kyle's sitting over here climbing on the boxes, that's why I like keep looking at him. I'm definitely feeling his movements a little bit up higher, but this kid is low. While they were doing the ultrasound, she said that he was just straight, head down, feet straight up. So I know they move around a lot, but I was thinking when she said that, I was like, well, you can stay in that position because that's the ideal position for you to be in. So that and my hips are getting so out of whack. I don't remember my hips or my pelvis feeling so loose and so useless with Kyle until I was like in my 30 weeks. But this baby, I'm getting like pain in my pelvis and in my hips right now. So that's kind of making it hard to walk like long distances or be standing for very long. But rolling over in the middle of the night hurts really bad. I have to like guide my body with my shoulders and then drag my hips and legs over after I've twisted the rest of my body over. I can still sleep on my stomach. Actually, I do it almost every single night. There you go. I can still sleep on my stomach every night, and it's pretty comfortable for me still. I'm actually surprised by it because I am definitely getting a lot bigger. So people are starting to notice it and people are starting to say it. Thanks. Yes, I know I'm getting bigger, but you don't have to tell me I'm getting bigger. People will just say the funniest things to you when you're pregnant. It's not funny. But yeah, that's pretty much my update, guys. There's not a lot going on other than things are just starting to hurt. And my complexion isn't great. But the baby is growing, he's moving, and he looked great. They said in the ultrasound that they saw absolutely nothing wrong that she would need to tell the doctor about and have him discuss with us. So we had a good short appointment with my doctor after they gave us the ultrasound, and everything looked great. So that is that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.